तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। ओम नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यंबकाय त्रिपुरांधकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकंठाय मृत्युंजयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन् महादेवाय नमः। ओं नमस्ताराय नमः शंभवे च मयोभवे च नमः शंकराय च महेश्वराय च नमः शिवाय च देवराय च। ओम त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्ष्यमामृतात्। ओम आपदां वार्तारं सर्वसंपदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। ओम नमोस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्य जनकात्मजायै नमोस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रमान्येभ्यः नमोस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः। ओम श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने। अथ अध्यात्म रामायण महात्म्यान्तर्गत श्रीराम श्री सांब सहस्र नमस्कार मंत्राः। ओम रामं विश्वमयं वन्दे रामं वन्दे रघुद्वहं रामं विप्रवरं वन्दे रामं श्यामाग्रजं भजे। यस्य वागं श्रुतश्रूतं रम्यं रामायणामृतं शैलजासेवितं वन्दे तं शिवं सोमरूपिणं सच्चिदानन्दसन्दोहं भक्तिभूतिविभूषणं पूर्णानन्दमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं शङ्करं स्वयं अज्ञानध्वान्तसंहर्त्री ज्ञानालोकविलासिनी चन्द्रचूडवचश्चन्द्रचन्द्रिकेयं विराजते जयति रघुवंशतिलकः कौसल्यानन्दिवर्धनो रामः दशवदननिधनकारी दासरथे पुण्डरीकाक्षः अप्रमेयत्रयातीत निर्मलज्ञानमूर्तये मनोगिरां विदूराय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम अथ श्रीब्रह्माण्डपुराणान्तर्गत अध्यात्मरामायणान्तर्गत बालकाण्डः प्रथमः सर्गः श्रीरामहृदयं। तत्र प्राथम्येन पंच मंत्राः श्लोकाः प्रार्थनीयाः श्लोकाः। ओम यः पृथ्वीभर्वारणाय दिविजैः सम्प्रार्थितश्चिन्मयः सञ्जातः पृथ्वीतले रविकुले मायामनुष्यो व्ययः निश्चक्रम् हत राक्षसः पुनरगात् ब्रह्मत्वमाद्यं स्थिरां कीर्तिं पावहरां विधाय जगतां तं जानकीशं भजे। विश्वोद्भवस्थितिलयादिषु हेतुमेकं मायाश्रयं विगतमायमचिन्त्यमूर्तिम् आनन्दसान्द्रमबलं निजबोधरूपं सीतापतिं विदिततत्त्वमहं नमामि। पठन्ति ये नित्यमनन्यचेतसः शृण्वन्ति चाध्यात्मिकसङ्गीतं शुभं रामायणं सर्वपुराणसम्मतं निर्धूतपापाहरिमेव यान्ति ते। अध्यात्मरामायणमेव नित्यं पठेत् यदिच्छेद्भवबन्धमुक्तिं गवां सहस्रायुतकोटिदानात् फलं लभेद्य शृणुयात् स नित्यं पुरार्गिरिसम्भूता श्रीरामार्णवसङ्गत अध्यात्मरामगङ्गेयं पुनाति भुवनत्रयं पुनाति भुवनत्रयम्. So in Adhyatma Ramayanam we have seen first episode of Shiva Uma Maheshwara Samvada, where in the beautiful Kailasa Parvata description is given. Seated next to him only was Mother Parvati. Then she asks him, after praising him thoroughly about the Purushottama Tattva, as well as she had a doubt regarding Bhagavan Rama. Now she was unhesitatingly asking this. Bhagavan Shiva is so kind. He wants everybody to be in Rama Bhakti, Rama Anubhuti. When he wants everyone to be like that, his own consort, Parvati ji, with that jijnasa, first time comes. He is more than thrilled and happy. Therefore, Dhanyasi Bhaktasi, having said in the 7-8 slokas, he started answering. These are the slokas in which entire Upanishad Vedanta Tattva is explained, which we have to understand. Always remember, like in any of the fields, and I give always these examples, जो आते मन में वही देते मेरे को क्या, like a driving. When you are in the driving school, first day went, is not everything way. Everything way. Then as the days pass by, in which every day one aspect of the driving you are learning, ignorance is going away, Familiarity with the aspects of driving theoretically are understood later on when you yourself are made to sit behind the steering and first time only on off sikhate. Is it not? Then they teach you the clutch brake, then the accelerator, then the steering. Now, the absolutely not known anything we were on the day one in that 5 6 months. Don't we drive safely on the road with all the skills? Is it not? Same way every field. The girls absolutely not knowing anything of cooking. Then the mother starts teaching. A goody exams I am giving, impossible example today. Then she doesn't know how to wash vegetable, cut vegetable, peel them or cut them. But धीरे धीरे करते करते hmm, in the army, when they joined first day, were so excited about that rifle and all other things. राइफल क्या अपन को यूनिफॉर्म में बेल्ट कैसे लगाना, टोपी कैसे पहनना, वो सिट्टी इट्टी होती है अगर एनसीसी वो कैसे, ऑल आर वेग. इवन कभी कोई जूता जुराब भी इधर का उधर, उसका गांठ मारना भी नहीं आता. But slowly, and then how that rifle has to be held in the attention position or standardized position, then how to aim at it and how to load it with the bullet. Sara Ascharyam and Ajnanam. Once he does once, twice, thrice, fourth, fifth, he is perfect now. You load it and aim it and shoot. होता है कि नहीं? He is sent to borders to just fight with them. And not only at this level of one rifle, then slowly the Sten guns, the machine guns, the LMGs, all whatever recently kya kya hai, I don't know. Who are operating them? Human skills only, human being. What was he when he never joined army? Does he know anything of that? It took time. It took him the effort and the sacrifice and mehnat. But he became expert, Baba. In the same way, most difficult in life of human is the Vedanta. In the beginning, absolutely nothing is known or understood or finds to be interesting also found to be. ऐसा ही रहता है. But like those people consistently pursued all those 5 6 example, they have become expert in the same way. When we at least one life, I tell you, day in and day out, revel only in the Vedanta Shravana Manana Chintana, मैं तो हिम्मत रखता हूँ कहने के लिए कि that would be the last life of bondage. You will really understand, meditate, realize yourself. Is it not? Just like in driving time, a lot of the bodily ailments or problems will be obstruction, imperfection. सबको ठीक करते हुए जाना. Same way, while pursuing spiritual sadhana, the imperfections of the mana buddhi, the lacuna in them, all of them become obstruction. They're all called as laziness, disinterestedness, falapeksha, comparison with others, जल्दबाजी result के लिए, not doing sadhana regularly, doubting too much. These are all the durgunas of mana buddhi. They delay our spiritual understanding, spiritual sadhanas, spiritual experiences. All of them, bechare, each of us have to jello. What I am explaining to you last 5 minutes, with the example of driving or army or cooking, in Vedanta also, all these jnanams given in the Upanishad Ityadi, we have to repeatedly listen and contemplate till it becomes one with us. Once that knowledge is ours, it always saves us. Till that knowledge comes, we have to do the required sacrifices, required mehnat. Sacrifice of wastage of our time in indulgences. Mehnat is Shravana Manana, Shravana Manana, Shravana Manana. And jitna bhi dull-witted ho banda in the beginning, pursuance, if he does, he starts becoming wise. Because practice always makes perfect. Practice always gives expertise. And every human being can do the practice. Except some these retarded mentally children, all unko choda. You can't talk about them. We are also not like that, na? The atrophy, kya kehte hain unko? Autism and all the children, bechara. You and I are not like that. We are only Lazy fellows, that's it. Keep that laziness away. Start practicing. Masters of everything. Here also, we are given by Guru Krupa these knowledges of Vedanta through all our classes these days. Be the mehnati, be that person of hard work, serious, sincerely, then understand each of the ideas. Ideas are only three, four. We are caught up in samsara because our own ignorance created all our vasanas desires. Then we have to slowly, through maturity, withdraw ourselves from that and focus our attention on Paramatma. This is what the whole thing to be thoroughly convinced about and finding the techniques to do. मेहनत and हिम्मत to do. करते जाओ तो होता जाएगा. So Parvati Mata asked Bhagavan Shiva in those 8 shlokas, Sakala Upanishad Vedanta Sara, about that Purushottama Tattva he spoke. Simultaneously, he said, Sri Rama is that Purushottama Parabrahma only. Therefore, your doubt is kharij किया गया और is क्या कहते हैं overruled. Your doubt is dispelled. Rama being like Surya, Jnana Swarupa. Where the chance for him to forget that Jnanam and again get it from Vishwamitradi or Vasishtadi. So please rule out that doubt from your mind. Always remember, when a higher knowledge comes to us from the Guru and sources, let us not hold on to our earlier lower knowledge. This one krupa, if we can do to ourselves, surely quickly we grow in life. The biggest problem in our ego is that prestige aspect. What is the prestige of the ego? Even though Guru or others are telling us higher knowledge or truth, yet we don't want to listen, learn it. We want to continue with ours. That inexplicable disease जो है ना, वो ऐसी डिसीज है उसके बारे में कोई बोल नहीं सकता, बट सबको वो डिसीज है. दैट धृतराष्ट्र गुण है, कड़े फिर भी लेकिन वाला. आप जो भी कह रहे हो स्वामी जी फिर भी, अभी जो कह रहे हो फिर भी और लेकिन, है ना. दुर्योधन इज नॉट गुड, युधिष्ठिर इज गुड, गिव हिम द राज्य, लेकिन ये मेरा बेटा है, या फिर भी मैं चाहता हूं. लेकिन फिर भी जब तक these particles we don't drop from our life, we are our biggest enemies. Some people don't even come to the class, most unfortunate fellows. Some of us come but refuse to regularly listen. We are again our whims and fancy guided fellows. नाटक बंदे कब आते, कभी दिखते हैं कभी नहीं दिखते हैं, नौटंकी टाइप. Some of us regularly come but refuse to change ourselves according to the newly gained higher knowledge. That is where we have to do mehnat. And that mehnat, if you make a habit of doing, the progress is so assured and quicker and faster, nobody can stop that person. So Parvati ji को भगवान ने कहा कि you don't hold on to the notion anymore, doubt anymore, that Rama is avidya yukta jiva like anyone, therefore he should not be worshipped. You should have somebody to clarify your doubt. Go and ask anyone. You asked me, I am telling from my experience, Rama is Parabrahma. Otherwise, why will I go and chant Rama, Rama all the time? I am the authority. मैं झूठ क्यों बोलता हूँ तुमको ऐसे प्रश्न पे? Now, this is an answer to us with regard to not only Rama, but every Devata Swarupa. Remember, whether that Devata Swarupa is that or not, that is secondary. We are benefited by thinking like that, that is primary. राम जीव है ऐसे कहने से, राम जीव हो या परमात्मा हो, नुकसान किसको है? मेरे को, क्योंकि आई डाउट हिम, आई लर्न वर्शिप हिम. राम परमात्मा है, परब्रह्म का हो, तो फायदा किसको है? राम को नहीं, मुझे है कि नहीं. पत्थर को भगवान का हो तो फायदा पत्थर को नहीं बाबा, मुझे. Then I call Murti Puja for my benefit of having vision of Bhagwan. I am saying it. Whether the stone is Bhagwan or not, secondary. My upasana brings into my practice and habit and experience the higher thing. I am caught up at the lower now. At the ultimate level, every stone is Satsidananda only. Therefore, everything is Paramatma. Finally, तो वही है ही. Now, naturally, a person who is expected to see Parabrahma everywhere, if he cannot see Paramatma in Rama and in Guru, how can you expect him to see Bhagwan in all other ordinary people? It is the lower level logic I am saying. Higher level mein everything is Parabrahma. Bhagwan Shiva is Jagat Guru. He is authority. He is saying Rama Vidhi Parabrahma iti. Why should you have any doubt? Then in Tulasi Ramayana, taking this as means a lamba chauda story. यहाँ नहीं है वो. Tulsidas writes in some Balakand में 50-60 doha, where Parvati herself takes Sita ji's rupa when Rama and Lakshmana are searching for her. Immediately Rama looks at her and says, Mata Jagat Janani Parvati, aap kaise hain? Where is Shiva Bhagwan? She Devak ran from there. All of them Adhyatma Rama और कहीं होंगे रामायणे निगदितम क्वचित अन्यतः from somewhere else also, maybe in some other Purana और तुलसीदास जी किसी सुने होंगे, he added it there. Maybe यहाँ भी हो सकता है, I don't know. Again, I didn't study. I am studying along with you only all texts. They are absolutely new for me also, like you, that you are able to understand from my talks. When you listen Gita, that will be different. That we spoke. All of them are new. तैत्तिरीय पहली बार, दुर्गदृश्य पहली बार, सहस्रनाम पहली बार, ये भागवत चलो एक आध बार देखा, अध्यात्म रामायण फर्स्ट टाइम. Therefore, yeah. Anyway, you understood there. She ran, Tulsidas ji writes there. Here, he is not giving that chance, or Parvati ji ko bhi aayega samajh. She will not that much doubt her own husband when he is teaching. एक बार ऑलरेडी सती के रूप में उनको मन कहा के उनको ना कह के शी वेंट एंड सेल्फ इमोलेटेड. दैट मूर्खता अगेन अगेन शी विल नॉट हैव. शी दक्ष प्रजापति's putri she came as, but lived like a stone, not listening to husband. Now came as the daughter of the stone, but lived like a very matured woman, doing upasana to get Shiva Bhagavan. Then did Jignasa to know about Purushottama Tattva and Rama Tattva. In our life, what we have to know? The Parabrahma is a goal, one Devata is our means of upasana. That is Rama. So, Ishtadeva ki upasana, Parabrahma ka lakshya. To do the upasana of Ishtadeva should be known as Ishvara as well as Parabrahma. Therefore, as an Ishvara, he will bless us. As a Parabrahma, he makes us identify with him. They are the subtle secret things hidden in this Shiva Parvati Samvada, Uma Maheshwara Samvada. Okay. Then, having taught about Rama that he is Nirguna Brahma himself, now Bhagavan Shiva, for giving more authority to her, he takes her to the story of Sri Rama, Sita, Hanuman ka Samvad. That's what yesterday we came to. We just browsed through the slokas. We also told you the literal meaning. Again, we see that. Atrate Om Ata Bala Kanda Pratama Sarga Sri Rama Hrudaya Ghattaha 25 sloka. We have done the chanting up to, in fact, the mantra number 43 tak. But from 25, it's only 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. I'll finish it and we'll see the main things where we have to pause and ponder. Atrate Kathayishyami. Here in this context, for giving you more stronger authority, I am going to speak to you what? Rahasyam api durlabham. Very secret and not easily gainable. About that, what is that? Sita Rama Marutsunu Samvadam. The Samvada between Sita Rama Hanumanu. And what is it? Moksha Sadhanam. And what is the moksha? From the doubt. What is the doubt? About Paramatatva, Parabrahma Tattva. Moksha is from Bandhana. Bandhana is Samshaya. And Samshaya Bandhana about Paramatma alone is reality. Is removed by this Jnanam. So, Srita Rama Marutsunu Samvad जो मोक्ष साधन है, जो अति दुर्लभ है, सीक्रेट है, मैं इस दौरान इस जगह पे इस समय for your interest I am telling. Generally, it is not sulabha, it is durlabha. Everybody doesn't ask, everybody doesn't tell. Many people don't even know that even Valmiki ji did not write in the Ramayana. That I am telling you. Uma ko Maheshwar ji keh rahe. Then the whole story. Pura Ramayane Ramaha Ravanam Devakantakam Hatva Rane Ranashlaghi Saputra Balavahanam. So Ranashlagi Rama Ravanam Devakantakam Saputra Balavahanam Rane Hatva. So by this, the historical happening, not a myth, it is a history, it's a itihasa. Bhagavan Shiva himself is substantiating कि त्रेता युग हुआ, श्री राम जी आए, वो उन्होंने अपने अवतार में रावण आदि को अपने संतान के साथ उन्होंने मार डाला. You know, if these remain only as the mystics, no myths, then we'll never have the faith. Please remember, our avatars, Rishi Muni, are not myths, they are all realities. Ours are not mythology. That word you remove from the mind, it's not a mythology, it's mysticism. You can call it as the epics. They're all the histories. याद रखना. आपका समय दुनिया को देखोगे, सो 300 साल पहले जो गांव का वातावरण था पूरा इंडिया में, कैन यू महसूस करोगे क्या कि ऐसा था करके? करना पड़ेगा. Because it little past recent history, it's not very far. It was there. But if you look at the building, culture, technology, ऐसा लगता है कि था नहीं. लेकिन वो था 300 साल. Same way, 500 साल पहले, 1000 साल. So too, at that Treta Yuga, Rama was there as the world is there now. You know, सम्राट अशोक चक्रवर्ती हुए, भगवान बुद्ध हुए, श्री राम अवतार, कृष्ण अवतार हुआ. Please, all of them in time, they are all happening. Don't say that they are only interpolation of stories, etc. श्री जी कह रहे हैं पूरा मतलब हुआ है. In that Ramayana means in the Rama Avatara, Rama in the Yuddha removed the Ravana with all his children. Then Sitaya with Sita ji, Saha Sugriva Lakshmanabhyam with Sita and along with Sugriva Lakshmana, Samanvita Ayodhyam Agamat. After his finishing Vanavasa and killing Ravanadi, came up to Ayodhya. Then Hanumat Prabhukhai Rutaha, Hanumanji Vagara also came with him. Then Avishiktaha, he was given coronation as king. Vrutaha, he was surrounded by Vasishchadyahi Mahatmamihi with all the Vasishtadi Mahatma. So actually he wants to say that Samvada between Sita, Rama, Hanuman. He is just building the background for that. This Samvada happened in Sabha. In that Sabha, all Vasishtadi Rishis were surrounding whom? Rama. Where is Rama? Seated in Simhasana. After what? After his Abhisheka. Abhisheka done after what? Reaching Ayodhya. From here, Lanka. Having what? Killed Ravanadi. Before which, he went for Vanvasa. Before that, he was born to Dasharatha and Kausalya. And now the scene is focused on what? In that beautiful Simhasana, he is seated, Koti Surya Samaprabha, with crores of suns blazing at time. He is seated there, Bhagavan Rama. Vasishtha, they are all around. So stage is set. Just to say that Vedanta Vichara is done both in the jungles or in the banks or rivers, in the ashramas also in palatial places like that of Sri Rama's Ayodhya. मन होना चाहिए, आप कहीं भी बैठकर तत्व को जान सकते. तत्व के अंदर प्रवेश करने के बाद देश काल का भान नहीं रहता. You are not concerned about which place, and like Gurudev. He was in Himalayas with the same intensity of meditation. He went to all highly progressed worldly countries of America and all. There also he was in Tattva Jnana. That glory, greatness of him you have to catch. He was not carried away by the variety of the things that are there in the world. जहाँ भी गए वो गीता ही पढ़ा है. He is in Gita. Gita is in him. He says Gita is Hariya. He went only for that mission. He was not concerned about Avadata Desha Kala. So, if your mind is prepared, even in Maharaja Palace, you can do Tattva Chintana. Same thing, an extension is in Gita. Even it's a Bhayankara Yuddha between lakhs of people, as if a civil war broken. There also you can have Gita Jnanam if your mind is suitable there, trained there. तो मनस्थिति हमारे ज्ञान का निर्देश करता है, नॉट परिस्थिति. परिस्थिति जितना भी बंद अच्छा हो, इवन यू आर इन आश्रम, बट द मनस्थिति इज नॉट गुड, you will be worried, or you will be sleeping, or your drushti is only in eating. But if your manasthiti is like Janaka and all that, Janaka is in the palace as a king, but his mana is not in the world. Hanumanji is looking at everything in Lanka in search of Sita. His drushti was on Mother Sita, not on anything. Drushti ko badlo, that is an idea. By the way, but here in that Rama palace, Sri Rama was surrounded by all. Then we saw yesterday, Drishtva tada Hanumantam. Sri Ramji's drushti went on to Hanumanji. Pranjalim, what was Hanumanji doing? Folded hands. Uratasthitam, stood in front of Rama. And I explained exhaustively yesterday, Krutakaryam Nirakanksha. He has done all the karya without any akanksha. Both clubbed together, removing all the akankshas in us through karma yoga, bhakti yoga, ashtanga yoga. He is called as Krutha Karya. कार्य हो गया अभी सिर्फ ज्ञेय वस्तु इज टू बी नोन दैट इज व्हाई ही इज ज्ञानापेक्षम so he has transcended the karma yoga bhakti yoga ashtanga yoga by performing hanumanji now he is jnana apeksham he is deserving jnanam he is desiring jnanam jnana apeksham and mahamatim desiring deserving and certified by the lord that when he is given this jnanam he takes it. What is the Mahamati? Mati ka Mahanta kya Hanuman ji ka? He has none of his Mati of his own individual, nor is Mati sold to any more Sugriva Ityadi. Once he met Rama, his Mati is only at the Charana of Rama, that is called Mahamati. Here also Mahamati means who is intellect very Sukshma, very Shuddha, to be able to catch the truth as being told when it is told. सो ज्ञानापेक्ष महामति कृतकार्य निरपेक्ष हनुमान जी हाथ जोड़कर सामने खड़े थे उनके तरफ श्री राम जी ने दृष्टि अपना पसारा he looked at him then what did he say रामः सीताम् उवाच इदं ब्रूहि तत्त्वं हनुमते निष्कल्मषोऽयं ज्ञानस्य पात्रमुनौ नित्यभक्तिमान् सो रामः सीताम् उवाच इदं देखो इसे जादू आगे आने वाले टॉपिक का ये बेस रामा हिमसेल्फ डायरेक्टली फर्स्ट टू टीच सीता हनुमान ही मेड सीता टू टीच दैट इज सैद्धांतिक ज्ञानम अनुभवम रामा विल गिव इन हिज नेक्स्ट टीचिंग डायरेक्ट टीचिंग देयरफॉर फर्स्ट वी गेट विद्या इन द प्रकृति ओनली थ्रू सत्वगुण इज ए पार्ट ऑफ द माया ओनली with sattva which is a part of maya when theoretical knowledge has become subtle. With that knowledge, when again with Sattva contemplate, there the Purusha takes over and he makes us realize. Soi janata jai devu janai. He will make us janna. So too in Upanishad also, tasya esha atma swam tanu vibhrunute. To him the self reveals. So Rama reveals later. First Sita explains. So first we have to learn from the Guru in a vritti rupa all jnanam. After that, it will be anubhava. That time in the deep meditation, the truth, the reality will take care. Remember, whenever you talk of self or truth or reality, don't think it as a stone. Don't think it as a wall. Don't think, because always when you talk about it's a nirguna, nirakara and all, हमारे मन में ऐसे भावना आता है कि वो कुछ नहीं करता है, वो निकम्मा है, ये परब्रह्म कुछ नहीं. He is in his absolute state like that. Like a Mahayogi Siddha Purusha. ऐसे बैठा है. But when somebody asks him or something to be done with his Divya Shakti, will he not do all the thing required? Bhagavan Rama, seated as Vishnu in the serpent's bed and relaxing, does it mean that he doesn't have any power? The moment all Devata, Bhumata, Govindas, suddenly comes Rama, Parashurama, Krishna, and kitna unhone fir kiya? Where was all that potentially in him? So don't have that doubt that whenever you talk about Vishnu, Parabrahma Tattva, Parabrahma with his Maya Shakti is Ishvara. Keep always those knowledges aware so the small little doubts don't disturb us. So Sri Rama does prerana to Sita, telling her to give Tattva Jnana to Hanuman. So what did he say to her? Bruhi Tattvam Hanumate. Tattva Jnana Hanuman ko do. And he has got 4 qualifications, making him deserving the Tattva Jnana. Mhm. See the contrast picture. When she was crying in Lanka, in Valmiki Ramayana, Hanumanji became a guru and he went on teaching her, don't worry, don't afraid, Rama will come, he will kill Ravana, he will take you. He was giving all assurance to her, Leela mein. But actual mein, she is the guru, Hanumanji is the listener. 4 qualities. First is Hanuman. Manam is Ahankara, identification, Upadi. Hanu, the one who has done Hananam. The one who has understood that upadhis are given to me by God, they are not mine. Therefore, using them for knowing God but not misusing them and becoming slave to them, he is called as Hanuman. Second is what? Nishkalmasha. No kalmasha of wrong attitude, intentions in them. Nishkalmasha always goes with bhakti or prema sharanagati. Wherever the kalmasha is there, the bhakti prema sharanagati becomes asakti or kamadi vikara. So Kamadvikara Rahita Shuddha Bhakti Vala Hanuman. That's called Nishkalmashaha. Then Nishkalmashoyam, then now Nitya Bhaktiman. Not only in the heart he has got, towards us eternally is a devotee, serves only. Therefore Jnanasya Patram. So Hanuman hai, Nishkalmash hai, Nitya Bhaktiman hai, therefore Jnana ka Patra hai. So, what are the Jnana Patra? Egolessness, purity of intention only to know the truth, then bhakti towards both Rama and Sita. Bhakti towards Rama is faith in the absolute truth. Towards Sita is faith in the Parama Shakti of Bhagwan, Maya Shakti. Please, Maya, Maya, Maya करके negative ही माया का कभी नहीं देखता हमेशा. We have to be, that is why we have to widely listen and study, then only we will be able to comprehend all aspects. Always Maya को negative मत समझना. That is why the Shakta Parampara came where the Maya Shakti is worshipped as mother, even beyond even Brahma Vishnu Maheshwara. To remove this notion, we have to worship the mother Shakti. Like Nidra, don't blame Nidra always as excessive Nidra is always bad, but sufficient Nidra nahi hai, so you will sleep in class. So to Rajoguna, not always to be blamed. Without Rajoguna, you won't get out of your bed and come and sit in the class and listen. Excessive Rajoguna, distracting Rajoguna, the Rajoguna which eliminates Tamoguna, Satoguna is wrong. हमको ना ये चीजें जो भगवान ने दी इनमें से नेगेटिव निकाल कर पॉजिटिव को यूज करना है. डोंट ब्लेम द गॉड दैट ही हैज गिवन छिलका एंड केला. छिलका फेंक दो, केला खाओ, दोनों खट्टे आते हैं. Here also, Maya is, Sita is Prakriti. So we have to respect the entire nature and all the upadhis. All our bhoga is sign of disrespecting our upadhis. That's why one of the day, if you remember, maybe 15, 16 days back, in our introduction to Upanishad class, we said, respect the deha, value the indriyas, respect your own mana, respect the buddhi. They are all the gifts given by Lord to reach Him. We are misusing them, humiliating them. We are in fact molesting them. That we are absolutely such a महामूर्ख. ऐसे डिवाइन उपाधियों को भगवान को पाने के बजाय उनको इतना दुरुपयोग कर. Everything we do, children, we misuse them by not enjoying the Vatsalya Bhava, by loving them, serving them. We only dominate them and all. So to the wife and husband. They are misused more than respectfully made use of. सेम इन द होल वर्ल्ड फ्रेंड्स. हर एक चीज को कैसे गलत यूज करके खुद का उनका सत्यानाश करना है, इन चीजों में हम एक्सपर्ट हैं. दिस मूर्खता, मूर्ख शिखामणि वी आर ऑल. A wise person is not like that. He knows everything is valuable, everything's value he knows. He respects that value and he encashes it by duly tuning. So here also Sita Rama, हम दोनों के प्रति हनुमान भक्त है. And the ego and selfishness, aham mama kalmasha is not there, bhakti is there. Then ahankara, he has already given Hanumana. Therefore he is jnana araha, jnanasya patram. So by this what is known? The Ishvara is watching all Jiva. Whomever he sees as Patra for Jnanam, he sends a Guru. So you and I are having some Patrata for listening to the Shastra. कितने जन्म का पुण्य है, we don't know. Without all that doing, relentlessly in this way, continuously, listening with patience and love and that concern, you are all genius. आप सबके फोटो भेजो मुझे, लगा कर रोज नमस्कार करूंगा. We have done lot, especially this our group who are regular to class. I really love you, respect you most. किया है हमने, इसलिए भगवान हमको पात्र मानकर दे रहे हैं. Then when he is knowing that we are patra and giving us, we should also prove that we are patra by taking it. And we are doing it. We are not able to take, not because we are not wanting to take. The inability of upadis and all of them, they are also slowly becoming purified. You are all doing your japas, you are all doing your upasana, nitya nirantara, parayana, all of that is removing all the kachara of the antakarana of tamas rajas. Then when the sattva this way grows, our patrata is truly proved, we will be able to receive the jnanam given to us by our Guru Parampara. No doubt about it. पीछे मुड़ने का ही नहीं, आगे ही आगे बस. And we will insistingly demand from all our gurus and avatars, कुछ भी करो आप, कुछ भी समझो, हमको तो पीछे मुड़ने नहीं देना, हमें तो आगे ही बढ़ना है. We must have theoretical knowledge of tattva. We should do the contemplation. We have to know the self. We have to become bhakta to Paramatma, Brahma, Sharanagati. We should become useful for them as their instrument to serve the world. इसमें कोई डाउट नहीं है भगवान. Anyway, so Hanuman ji ko upadesh do tattva ka he is a jnana patra because Nishkalmasha is devoted to both of us and also is removed his ego and identity with upadi. Hey Sita, give him. Sita ji, tatha iti tatheti janaki praha tattvam ramasya nishchitam Hanumate prapannaya Sita loka vimohini tatha iti janaki रामस्य तत्वम निश्चितम प्राह हनुमते. ओके कहकर अपने अनुभव में निश्चित किया राम तत्व को जानकी ने श्री हनुमान जी को सुनाया. एंड व्हाट इज हनुमान जी टू देम? प्रपन्नाय. ही वाज इन एब्सोल्यूट प्रपत्ति. ब्यूटीफुल प्रपत्ति. I told you in earlier occasion, when we put our both hands at the feet of the Lord, it is prapatti. When the Lord pulls his feet and puts those feet on our hand, it is Sharanagati. First one is, I have surrendered to your feet. Second is, I have accepted your surrender. What we do is Prapannata. What they give is Sharanagati. Prapatti Bhakta does. Sharanagati Bhagavan gives. What Bhagavan gives as assurance and abhaya, that now you are in my fold, I am going to take care of you, is called as Sharanagati. Given by Bhagavan. Prapatti is there. So Vibhishana does Prapatti. Bhagavan gives Sharanagati. So दोनों मिला के शरणम प्रपद्ये. I am doing prapannata at your feet for you to give me शरणागति. श्री वेंकटेश चरणौ शरणम प्रपद्ये. So मैं चरण में प्रपन्नता करके झुक रहा हूं, आप मुझे शरण देना. शरणागति मीन जो आ गया उसको शरण देना, उसको शरणागति. Shelter is to protect from all odds. And final thing which protects from all odds is jnanam only. Therefore, at the highest level, the seeker also seeks jnana, then the disciple also, the guru also gives jnana. Clear? So, prapannaya hanumate Sita. What is lokabhimohini? She is prakriti, she is going to say. She is, the prakriti only does the mohita. Trivir guda mayir bhavahebi sarvamidam jagat mohitam navijanat. Remember, जिसने भगवान की तरफ जाना शुरू किया, to that extent, the Prakriti, the Sita, the Maya reduces her moha. So too, the more you are going away from the Lord, more and more will be her influence. Totally we are at the feet of the Lord, there is no Maya. That's what I told you the example of, जो पीसने वाला चक्की में या मछली पकड़ने वाला, he throws the snare. All fishes are caught except those who are at his own feet. जो मछलियां उनके पांव पे है वो फंसते नहीं जाल में, जो उसके पांव से दूर है वो फंसते. So the Machwara is Bhagwan, the Jala is Maya. The fishes who are away from his feet are caught, not those who are at his feet. So to पीसने वाले चक्की में जो सेंट्रल रॉड के पास होते हैं वो पीस नहीं जाते, अलग दूर में है, that gets powdered. We get powdered when we go away from our root called as Bhagwan. Either through Jnanam or through Bhakti. When we are rooted to our root, we are saved from Maya. This should become a pakka in our heart. Only then we start doing our upasana to become Sharanagata to Bhagavan and our vicharana to become one with Tattva. Such one alone is called seeker. भगवान से दूर मैं अपने आप को बंधन में डाल रहा हूं, भगवान के पास मैं अपने आप को मुक्त कर रहा हूं. दिस बेसिक थिंग इफ इट हैज नॉट कम, वी हैव नॉट स्टडीड शास्त्र, वी हैव नॉट हर्ड ओनली. हाउ मेनी टाइम्स इन एवरी भागवत पुराण उपनिषद वही तो बता रहे हैं ना, हाउ क्लियरली इन द तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद इंट्रोडक्टरी भाष्य है ना. Is it not? Atma Kama is the Apta Kamitvam. In that Atma Kama, you know the self. After that is no self, not self. Then you are not carried away by desires of the world. That is what is the teaching of through Atma Prapti, there is Mukti. In the Upasana Prakriya of only in the Taittiriya in Bhagavatam, how many times we are taught कि भगवत भक्त बनो तो माया से बचोगे. Please forget about the people around anymore. Focus on yourself. Not even me or anyone. अपना मैं कितने पास हूँ भगवान का तत्व और स्वगुण रूप में through ज्ञान and bhakti. To that extent, Maya is receding. Go away from Tattva Rupa Bhagavana, Vishwa Rupa Bhagavan or Ishta Rupa Bhagavan. You are caught up in Maya. Bound. Thereafter फिर वो इतना फंसा देगा वो माया को, बाहर आने में फिर बहुत मुश्किल होता है. तो आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग यू वन बाय वन वर्ड. प्रपन्नाय हनुमते सीता राम तत्वम आह. ओके, निश्चितम रामस्य तत्वम आह. एंड व्हाट इज द राम निश्चित तत्व which Sita in her experience is speaking to Hanuman, which again is spoken by Sri Maheshwara Bhagavan to Uma. So directly Sita spoke to Hanuman, then Shiva spoke to Uma. From then onwards, every guru spoke to every disciple about Rama as Parabrahma with these lakshanas. All these lakshanas are for us to contemplate to reach Parabrahma, Tattva, Rupa, Rama. So these two shlokas which talk about Rama Tattva, next shloka which talks about Sita Tattva, are the crux of entire Vedanta. Now here what you have to keep in mind in the beginning only, the description of entire Ramayanam, though the story part is going on, it transcends the story part to Rama and Sita. It talks from the Rama as Parabrahma, Sita as Mahamaya Prakriti. उस दृष्टि से बताया जा रहा. Keep that right from beginning, then you will grasp the thoughts that are told without getting confused. Like for example, all the whole Ramayana story Sita says now. And she says, ये सब मैंने किया, not Rama. नहीं जाने वाले लोग राम ने ये किया सब मानते हैं. You know, when you listen to this, from the story standpoint, you will laugh at only. What did Sita do? Everything so he did Rama. See, our mind is, as I told you one day, the more help in upasana to a Parama, Ishtadeva helps us, equally it binds us also in two ways. One, we are reluctant to worship other devatas and we are not able to transcend the Rupa of Devata to discover him to be Paramatma. मतलब the highly regarded upasana में भी एक कमी है कि वो हमें दूसरे देवताओं को उपासना करने नहीं देगा और उपास्य देव को रूप नाम अतीत समझने नहीं देता. Same way, entire Ramayana you studied. But if you don't study Adhyatma Ramayana, you take Rama and Sita only as human beings or characters, you forget that they are the absolute truth and its infinite power. His infinite power. And Vedanta talks in that subtle substratum language. It doesn't talk from the Rupa Nama Bhasha. It talks about that Prakriti which is taking the Rupa Nama and that Purusha which is supporting that Prakriti. That's called Adhyatma Ramayana. Ramayana is Ramayana, but it is not only a katha outside a leela happened, but it is everything Adhyatmata. Every time, even now the Srushti has all the three expressions Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, Adhyatmika, and all three expressions are of that Paramatma who is beyond all these three. That's what we will see tomorrow also. Trividha Prakriti, we saw in today's class. Trividha. At this very moment, Parabrahma is everywhere there. And then Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika रूप में expressions are going on. So to the Rama Katha. Don't see Rama Katha only as Katha standpoint. Anyway, तो Rama Katha तो हो गया अभी. Now, how you have to get benefit of that Rama Katha? एक तो श्री राम जी के धर्म का जीवन जियो, दूसरा राम भगवान जानकर उपासना करो, थर्ड रामा इज पर ब्रह्मा आइडेंटिफाई करो. In this way, get all the three benefits for Rama in your interest. इसके राम जी को कोई मेहरबानी नहीं हो रहा इसमें, हमको हो रहा है. Okay, now Rama, whose story we study, who has come as human being, born in Ayodhya to Dasharatha Kausalya, lived whatever number of years, did all these things, cried especially when Sita was lost. Such Rama is all external expression of the internal Parabrahma Tattva. In your own interest, you know it, and it is fact. Now, these two slokas I'll chant now, explanation tomorrow we do. Ramam vidhi param brahma sachidanandamadvayam sarvopadhi vinirmuktam sattamatram agocharam anandam nirmalam shantam nirvikaram niranjanam sarvavyapinamatmanam swaprakashamakalmasham मां विद्धि मूल प्रकृतिम सर्गस्थित्यंतकारिणीं तस्य सन्निधि मात्रेण सृजामीदमतंद्रिता. If these two slokas are understood, to great extent you have understood Vedanta. इसी को और थोड़े टचेस करेंगे श्री राम भगवान when he teaches to Hanuman, in which he talks about the Mahadbrahma, Parabrahma, Jiva, all of those three expressions. So this chapter, as some of you asked, therefore I am slowly going. If you had not asked, I would have brushed through and finished the Pahela Sarga, Ye hai Ramarudayam, Baki Pado. But the Lord spoken through one or two of you, asking me to study also for myself slowly and go into the main details. जहाँ कथा आ जाएगा हम भगाएंगे, but यहाँ these each of the word tomorrow we are talking. What is the meaning of Parabrahma? We are explaining tomorrow. What is the meaning of Satchidanandam? What is the meaning of Advayam? This is what we are studying every day. But all those words have come at one place here. We'll just again browse through or go through for a clarity. Like in today's Taittiriya Upanishad, do you remember in the introduction what was said? Once in a while we have to pause and take up all these words and see to it. Did we understand the details of it? याद है सुबह का इंट्रोडक्शन में था जो आए सुबह, है ना? वी शुड नो व्हाट इज विवेक, व्हाट इज वैराग्य, व्हाट इज क्षमा, व्हाट इज दमा, व्हाट इज ब्रह्म तत्व, व्हाट इज माया, व्हाट इज जीव भाव. एक एक चीज का अर्थ हमको कितना समझ में आया, हमें सोचना चाहिए. हमने कहा ना सुबह, भगवान ने कहा सिर्फ कहकर मत करो, एक्सप्लेन भी करो. इवनिंग इज कमिंग इन दिस फॉर्म. So we take tomorrow's complete day to explain these all words. And obviously the later on portion mein Sita ji narrates entire story of what happened right from Ramajanma up to this point. Then she sums up to Hanumanji, all of that is done by me, Prakriti, not by Rama. People, those who don't know, they superimpose on him. And I have done it. Have I done independent of him? I can't do anything without him. Sannidhi matrena sujami idam. In his presence, I do. This is the crux of Vedanta. That is what every time when it is said, the Chumbaka and the iron example, or the Surya and the Loka example, or the electricity and equipments example. What is that? In the presence of Paramatma, Upadhis get activated. Paramatma is not identified directly with the Upadhis. Upadhis never work without Paramatma. This thing we have to clearly understand in our heart. Because if Paramatma identifies the Upadhi, then he is not available for us to realize him. Then there is no chance for us to have the mukti. If the Upadhis are given independence, then Paramatma's infinitude will be questioned. His all powerfulness is questioned. You understand how the Vedanta sorts out all the wrong possibilities and removes all the doubts. That is the pakka beauty of this Vedanta Jnana. जगत है माया से निर्मित है, परमात्मा के समक्ष में माया उनके शक्ति को कृपा अनुग्रह से प्रेरणा से करती है, बट परमात्मा इज नाइदर स्लेव टू माया नॉट टू द वर्ल्ड क्रिएटेड. These are all about Paramatma. Be attentive. The next sentence is very important. I who doesn't know that I am that Paramatma, with my wrongly taken choice, I am identifying the Upadhi created by the Maya and living in that limited form. Understood what is now Vedanta? I, by wrongly executing my choice, identifying with few Upadhi, living like a Jiva. There's some people, lot of money, they can buy new car and all. No, खटारा स्कूटर लेकर उसी पे घूमते हैं. No, that is nothing but stupidity, foolishness. Any emotion you talk about it, no, my father gave it. अरे यार, all that theory, you are suffering every day. उसको किक मार के तो दिल धड़क रहा है. बुद्धू, but he doesn't want to understand. That is called ego. He will justify that. स्वामी जी आप कुछ भी कहो, मैं इतने पास पैसे है, I can buy 10 cars, but still, the scooter given to my father is sentimental. I don't leave it. No, at one grosser level, if the listener also is equally murkha, he says, what a great thing. अब उस स्कूटर का एक पहिया निकल गया तो एक ही पहिए पे जाऊंगा मैं और एक्सीडेंट होकर मरूंगा. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ हिम? मरूंगा लेकिन इमोशन नहीं छोड़ूंगा. He is suffering every day. He has lot of money. He just can buy a new scooter and all. Enjoy his journey car. Do you understand example? सेम वे ये फटे पुराने बॉडी मन को पकड़कर हम सेंटिमेंटल इमोशन हो रहे हैं और छोड़ो कहा. आप कैसे कहते हो स्वामी जी पिताजी दिए हुए कार को स्कूटर को छोड़ने को? मेरे पितृभक्ति को आप ठोस पहुंचा रहे हो. मूर्ख महाराज, पिता ही मेरे द्वारा बोल रहे हैं, अरे बेवकूफ मैंने तब दिया जब नया था, अब इस पे जागोगे तो मरोगे, तू छोड़. You can't listen Pita direct speaking, nor you speak from me. You listen his voice from me. Imagine your father there, let us say, 40-50 years के बाद हुए है और तुम पुराने खटारे स्कूटर पे जा रहे हो. Will the father like it? He himself would have sold it long back and got you a new. These wide knowledge we don't understand. We live wildly with our all murkhata. Yourself, no, I want to be Deha. I want to be all these worldly relations. रिलेटिव लाइफ में रहूंगा स्वामी, फिर भी मुझे मुक्ति चाहिए. अरे कैसा होगा ये? We are all very पक्का मूर्खम. छोड़ना नहीं चाहते. The biggest wisdom is to know that we are foolish. And we have to come out of that. Thank you. Tomorrow we'll see each of the word. We will explain. Sarvam Ramarpanamom Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachate Purnasa Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Sri Guru Bhyo Namah. All Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Sadgunath Maharaj ki jai. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वामय विनाशनाय त्रैलोक्यनाथाय श्री महाविष्णवे नमः. ओम भाग्याब्धि चंद्रिका भक्त चित्त केकि घनागना रोग वरद दंभोड़े मृत्युदार कुठारिकाय नमो नमः. ओम नासै रोगरे सौपीरा जपदन धर्मतवीरा. ओम श्री हनुमद्वीराय नमः. ओम श्री हनुमते 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 ओम श्री हनुमते नमः. 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 शिवनामम्. ओम नमः शिवाय. 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 Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Om Vajranakhaya Vidmahe Tikshna Dhimahi Tanno Narasimha Prachodayat. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Lakshmi Narasimhaya Prahladaya Cha. Om Vajranakhaya Vidmahe Tikshna Dhimahi Tanno Narasimha Prachodayat. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Lakshmi Narasimhaya Prahladaya Cha. Om Vajranakhaya Vidmahe Tikshna Dhimahi Tanno Narasimha Prachodayat. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Lakshmi Narasimhaya Prahladaya Cha. Thank you, friends. Today in our Vishnu Stotrams, we will do Hari Stuthi. It's called EEDAY Stuthi. 1 second. How many shlokas are there in that? Let me see. Jitne bhi ho. Oh. Big one, 44. पढ़ेगा 10 मिनट पढ़ने दो लगने दो. In this Parayana of Stotram, I am little selfish because I wanted to do the Parayanam, and if you are not there in front, I can't do independently, and time also not there. In front of I become little more careful. And it can be there as record anytime one can listen. Just listen. There is no raga, no instruments. All that हमको आता नहीं, but at least Parayana. Let us do it. ओम अथ श्री आद्य शंकराचार्य कृत हरिम ईडे स्तुति ओम 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 स्तोष्ये भक्त्या विष्णुमनादिं जगदादिं यस्मिन्नेतत् संसृतिचक्रं भ्रमतीर्थं यस्मिन् दृष्टे नश्यति तत् संसृतिचक्रं तं संसार ध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे यस्यैकांशादित्थमशेषं जगदेतत् प्रादुर्भूतं येन पिनद्धं पुनरित्थं येन व्याप्तं येन विबुद्धं सुखदुःखैः तप्तं संसार ध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे सर्वज्ञो यो यश्च हि सर्व सकलो यः यश्चानन्दोऽनन्तगुणो यो गुणधामा यश्चाव्यक्तो व्यस्तसमस्त सदसत्यः तं संसार ध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे यस्मादन्यन्यास्त्यपि नैदं परमार्थं दृश्यादन्यो निर्विषयज्ञानमयत्वात् ज्ञातृज्ञान ज्ञेयविहीनोऽपि सदाज्ञः तं संसार ध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे आचार्येभ्यो लब्धसुसूक्ष्माच्युततत्त्वा वैराग्येणाभ्यासबला चैव दृढिम्ना भक्त्यैकाग्र्या ध्यानपरायं विदुरीशं तं संसार ध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे प्राणानायं योमिति चित्तं हृदि रुद्ध्वा नान्यत् स्मृत्वा तत् पुनरत्रैव विलाप्य क्षीणे चित्ते भादृशिरस्मीति विदुर्यं तं संसार ध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे यं ब्रह्माख्यं देवमनन्यं परिपूर्णं हृत्स्थं भक्तैर्लभ्यमजं सूक्ष्ममतर्क्यं ध्यात्वात्मस्थं ब्रह्मविदोऽयं विदुरीशं तं संसारधान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे भावातीतं स्वात्मविकासात्मविमोदं ज्ञेयातीतं ज्ञानमयं ह्युपलभ्य ज्ञानमयं हि उपलभ्य भावग्राह्यानन्दमनन्यं च विदुर्यं तं संसारध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे यद्यद्वेद्यं वस्तु सतत्वं विषयाख्यं तत्तद्ब्रह्मेवेति विदित्वा तदहं च ध्यायन्त्येवं यं सनकाद्यामुनयोजं तं संसारध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे यद्यद्वेद्यं तत्तदहं नेति विहाय स्वात्मज्योति ज्ञानमयानन्दमवाप्य तस्मिन्नस्मीत्यात्मविदोऽयं विदुरीशं तं संसारध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे हित्वा हेत्वा दृश्यमशेषं सविकल्पं मत्वा शिष्टं भादृशिमात्रं गगनाभं त्यक्त्वा देहं यं प्रविशन्त्यच्युतभक्ताः तं संसारध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे सर्वत्रास्ते सर्वशरीरी न च सर्वः सर्वं वेत्यै वेहनयं वेत्ति च सर्वः सर्वत्रान्तर्यामि तयेत्थिं यमयन्यः तं संसारध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे सर्वं दृष्ट्वा स्वात्मनियुक्ता जगतेतत् दृष्ट्वात्मानं चैवमजं सर्वजनेषु सर्वात्मैकोऽस्मीति विदुर्यं जनहृत्स्थं तं संसारध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे सर्वत्रैकः पश्यति जिग्रति अथ भुङ्क्ते स्पृष्टा श्रोता बुध्यति चेत्याहुरिमं यं साक्षी चास्ते कर्तृषु पश्यन् इति चान्ये तं संसारध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे पश्यन् शृण्वन् अत्र विजानन् रसयन् जिघ्रन् बिभ्र देहमिमं जीवितयेत्थम् इत्यात्मानं यं विदुरीशं विषयज्ञं तं संसारध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे जाग्रद्दृष्ट्वा स्थूलपदार्थानथ मायां दृष्ट्वा स्वप्नेऽधापि सुषुप्तौ सुखनिद्राम् इत्यात्मानं वीक्ष्य मुदास्ते चतुरीये तं संसारध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे पश्यन् शुद्धोऽप्यक्षर एको गुणभेदात् नानाकारात् स्फाटिकवद्भाति विचित्रः भिन्नश्चिन्नश्चायमज कर्मफलैर्यः तं संसारध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे ब्रह्मा विष्णु रुद्रहुताशौ रविचन्द्रौ इन्द्रो वायुर्यक्ष इति तं परिकल्प्य एकं सन्तं यं बौथाहुर्मतिभेदात् तं संसारध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे सत्यं ज्ञानं शुद्धमनन्तं व्यतिरिक्तं शान्तं गूढं निष्कलमानन्दमनन्यम् इत्याहादौ यं वरुणो भृगवेजं तं संसारध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे कोशान् एतान् पञ्चरसादीनतिहाय ब्रह्मास्मीति स्वात्मनि निश्चित्य दृशिस्थं पित्राशिष्टो वेद भृगुर्यं यजुरन्ते तं संसारध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे येनाविष्टो यस्वि च शक्त्या यदधीनः क्षेत्रज्ञोऽयं कारयिता जन्तुषु कर्तुः कर्ता भोक्तात्मात्र यच्छक्त्यधिरूढः तं संसारध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे सृष्ट्वा सर्वं स्वात्मतयेवेत्थमतर्क्यं व्याप्याथान्त कृत्स्नमिदं स्पृष्टमशेषं सच्चत्यच्चाभूत् परमात्मा स य एकः तं संसार ध्वान्त विनाशं हरिमीडे वेदान्तैश्चाध्यात्मिकशास्त्रैश्च पुराणैः शास्त्रैश्चान्यैः सात्वततन्त्रैश्च यमीशं दृष्ट्वा ध्यान्तश्चेतसि बुद्ध्वा विविशुर्यं तं संसार ध्वान्त विनाशं हरिमीडे श्रद्धा भक्ति ध्यान समाध्यैर्यतमानैर्जातुं शक्यो देव इहैवाशुय ईशः दुर्विज्ञेयो जन्मशतैश्चापि विनातैः तं संसार ध्वान्त विनाशं हरिमीडे यस्यातर्क्यं स्वात्मविभूतेः परमार्थं सर्वं खल्वित्यत्र निरुक्तं श्रुतिविद्भिः तच्चादित्वाद्यब्धितरङ्गाभवभिन्नं तं संसार ध्वान्त विनाशं हरिमीडे दृष्ट्वा गीता स्वक्षरतत्त्वं विधिनाजं भक्त्या गुर्व्या लभ्य हृदिस्थं दृशिमात्रं ध्यात्वा तस्मिन्नस्म्यहमित्यत्र विदुर्यं तं संसार ध्वान्त विनाशं हरिमीडे क्षेत्रज्ञत्वं प्राप्य विभुः पञ्चमुखैर्यो भुङ्क्तेजस्रं भोग्यपदार्थान् प्रकृतिस्थः क्षेत्रे क्षेत्रे सिन्धुवदेको बहुधास्ते तं संसार ध्वान्त विनाशं हरिमीडे युक्त्यालोढ्यव्यासवचांस्यत्र हि लभ्यः क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञान्तरविद्भिः पुरुषाख्यः योऽहं सोऽसौ सोऽस्म्यहमेवेति विदुर्यं तं संसार ध्वान्त विनाशं हरिमीडे एकीकृत्यानेकशरीरस्तमिमं यं विज्ञायेहैव स एवाशु भवन्ति यस्मिन् लीनानेह पुनर्जन्म लभन्ते तं संसार ध्वान्त विनाशं हरिमीडे द्वन्द्वैकत्वं यच्च मधुब्राह्मणवाक्यैः कृत्वा शक्रोपासनमासाद्य विभूत्या योऽसौ सोऽहं सोऽस्म्यहमेवेति विदुर्यं तं संसार ध्वान्त विनाशं हरिमीडे योऽयं देहे चेष्टैतान्तः करणास्थः सूर्ये चासौ तापयिता सोऽस्म्यहमेव इत्यात्मैकत्वोपासनया यं विदुरीशं तं संसार ध्वान्त विनाशं हरिमीडे विज्ञानांशो यस्य सतशक्त्यधिरूढो बुद्धिर्बुध्यत्यत्र बहिर्बोध्य पदार्थान् नैवान्तस्तं बुध्यति यं बोधयितारं तं संसार ध्वान्त विनाशं हरिमीडे कोऽयं देहे देव इतीत्थं सुविचार्य ज्ञाता श्रोता मन्तयिता चैव हि देवः इत्यालोच्य ज्ञांश इहास्मीति विदुर्यं तं संसार ध्वान्त विनाशं हरिमीडे को ह्येवान्यादात्मनि न स्यात् अयमेष हि हेवानन्द प्राणिति चापानिति चेति इत्यस्तित्वं वक्त्युपपत्या श्रुतिरेषा तं संसार ध्वान्त विनाशं हरिमीडे प्राणोपाहं वाक्श्रवणादीनि मनो वा बुद्धिर्वाहं व्यस्त उताहोऽपि समस्तः इत्यालोच्य ज्ञप्तिरिहास्मीति विदुर्यं तं संसार ध्वान्त विनाशं हरिमीडे नाहं प्राणो नैव शरीरं न मनोऽहं नाहं बुद्धिर्नाहमहङ्कारधियौ च योऽत्र ज्ञांश सोऽस्म्यहमेवेति विदुर्यं तं संसार ध्वान्त विनाशं हरिमीडे सत्तामात्रं केवलविज्ञानमजं सत् सूक्ष्मं नित्यं तत्त्वमसीत्यात्मसुताय साम्नामन्ते प्राहपितायं विभुमाद्यं तं संसार ध्वान्त विनाशं हरिमीडे मूर्तामूर्ते पूर्वमपोह्य समाधौ दृश्यं सर्वं नेति च नेतीति विहाय चैतन्यांशे स्वात्मनि सन्तं च विदुर्यं तं संसार ध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे ओतप्रोतं यत्र च सर्वं गगनान्तं यो स्थूलावण्वादिषु स्थिरोऽक्षरसंज्ञः ज्ञातातोऽन्यो नेत्युपलभ्यो न च वेद्यः तं संसार ध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे तावत् सर्वं सत्यमिवाभाति यदेतत् यावत् सोऽस्मीत्यात्मनि योग्यो न हि दृष्टः दृष्टे यस्मिन् सर्वमसत्यं भवतीदं तं संसार भान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे रागामुक्तं लोहयुतं हेमयथाश्ना योगाष्टाङ्गैरुज्ज्वलित ज्ञानमयाग्नौ दग्ध्वात्मानं ज्ञं परिशिष्टं च विदुर्यं तं संसार ध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे यं विज्ञान ज्योतिषमाद्यं सुविभान्तं हृद्यर्केन्द्वग्न्योकसमीड्यं तटिदाभं भक्त्याराध्ये हैव विशन्त्यात्मनि सन्तं तं संसार ध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे पायाद्भक्तं स्वात्मनि सन्तं पुरुषं यः भक्त्या स्तौतीत्याङ्गिरसं विष्णुरिमं माम् इत्यात्मानं स्वात्मनि संहृत्य सदैकः तं संसार ध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे इत्थं स्तोत्रं भक्तजनेड्यं भवभीतिध्वां तार्काभां भगवत्पादी इत्थं स्तोत्रं भक्तजनेड्यं भवभीतिध्वां तार्काभं भगवत्पादीयमिमं यः विष्णोर्लोकं पठति शृणोति व्रजति ज्ञः ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं स्वात्मनि चाप्नोति मनुष्यः तं संसार ध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे तं संसार ध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे तं संसार ध्वान्तविनाशं हरिमीडे. You remember all the Upanishads, main thoughts are taught here. And here bhakti jnana together. Tam samsara dhvani shantam harim ide. Tam samsara advanta vinasham. Adva means darkness. Samsara dva, the darkness of samsara, vinasham, the one who destroys. To that Hari I salute. And who is he? Upanishad Vedya Parabrahma only. So you can see Taittiriya Upanishad 4 times quoted. Ishavasam 3 times. Kena 2 times. Kata 2 times quoted. Mundaka Upanishad 2-3 times. All Upanishad Sara, even Brahmaanda Chandogya. Om Bhurbo Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargaha Devas Diyo Yona Pranaya Panaya Vyanaya Udanaya Sapanaya Madhya Madhyam Uttarabhasastapado Prakshana Sumutambola Nirajana Nilamega Shama Om Nitya Jagan Mohana Om Venugala Lola Vedanta Vedanamanitta Chora Bhakta Janatara Paramadhyavati Mukti Sandhaya Gita Amrutadata Paramayogisha Partha Sat Om Narayana Vidvasa Vidano Dasatan Sita Ramayanam No Brahmadyo Brahmidyam Mangalakuta Brahmalokadashi Yeri में गुरुपद वाक्य व्याख्या से बोल श्याम रामचंद्र भगवान की जय राधावर कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय उमावर चंद्रचूड़ भगवान की जय रामायण महाभारत भागवत उपनिषद गीता ब्रह्मसूत्र पातंजलि योग सूत्र योग वासिष्ठ अध्यात्म रामायण सुसमित पुराणादि समस्त सनातन वैदिक संस्कृति श्रुति पुराण इतिहास शास्त्र की जय वेद व्यास सुखदेव सुखदादि भागवताचार्य की जय विश्वामित्र विष्णुवाल्मीकि तुलसीदास वेद व्यास रामायणाचार्य की जय वेद व्यास विश्वमन्या ढोल के आद्य शंकराचार्य ब्रह्म विद्याचार्य की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव हर सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तन गोविंदा गोविंद जानकी जीवन स्मरण जय जय राम राम अम्बे अम्बे माता की जय आज के आनंद की जय समस्त भक्त श्रोता जिज्ञासु साधक मंडल की जय धन्यवाद. One more day at the feet of the Lord. Thank you. Slowly, Bhagavan is taking us away from samsara into sadhana. Thank you, Bhagavan.